Over 12 years ago, a group of artists met to pursue the idea of offering a studio tour along the shores of Lake Erie. Fast forward to 2024, the tradition continues with over a dozen studios opening their doors for the South Niagara Artists Tour. I'm here with Jen and Mel. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Mel, this is a self-guided tour, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, tell me a little bit more. 14 locations, 23 artists, is that right?
That's correct. So each location has multiple artists at it, depending on what it is. It is described within our brochure, and it's a self-guided driving tour. There's no special rhyme or reason or direction you need to go. Just pick which one you want to see, and if you get up to 6, and you get them stamped by the artist at that location, you can enter it in for a draw, actually.
We'll get to the brochure in a minute, but Jen, you're a blacksmith, but you dropped this word earlier. I've heard of a photographer, but I've never heard of a pyrography. If I didn't know, they don't know. Tell me what that is.
So pyrography is kind of the art of painting with fire, so usually wood burning, although I do a little bit on wood and on metal.
Okay. Now there was quite a list you told me, and this was just a few of them. There was painters, jewelers, glass blowers, wood turners. Is that
Wood
right?
turners, yeah.
Okay. Photography, like I said, sculpting, and wax and encaustic. Is that right?
Yes.
The wax might be a little. That's a little different, no?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I believe it's kind of like painting with wax.
Okay. Now you also brought in a bunch of these pamphlets, and on these pamphlets is a map, and there's a good shot of it. But it's all South Niagara communities from Fort Erie, Port Colborne, and Waynflete, and that's your service area, right, ladies?
Yes.
And there's lots of big sponsors, Meridian being one, that are even showcasing some art. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And tell me what's going on in those. What are you showcasing? What kind of art?
So each person is showcasing kind of one of their original artworks at the bank locations, and it's going to be split over 2 series. So I have my work right now. One of my pieces is in the Meridian in Port Colborne.
Now, you're a potter, is that right?
Correct.
Have you made anything in the last kind of year that you're showcasing, or what are you showing off?
I do functional and sculptural work, so it's a little bit easier to do the functional stuff for places like on display at Meridian. So I'll probably just showcase some mugs, things like that.
Excellent. And you're big into cross-promoting, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, tell me a little bit more. Now, you can, if a business sponsors you, you help them in return?
Yes, so if they hold our brochures at their location, we'll put it on our website, so then people know where they can click on it, and it'll go to their information as well, so they know where to pick up maps. So there we go.
Speaking of which, where do they get these maps?
A couple different ways, either our sponsors, the studios themselves, the libraries. They're kind of all over the place. There's some in Toronto. We get a lot of people coming in from Toronto. I'm surprised at the scope that they do, that they outreach. And you can also download it right from the website as well. That's on our website.
So they go to each of these locations and they get a stamp, and those 6 stamps get a what?
You can enter in your passport. You leave it at one of the artists, wherever one you choose to be at or end at. Then you can submit. They will collect them all, and then at the end, there's a draw for a gift certificate for one of the artist studio locations or their work.
Jen, times, dates, website, all that stuff.
So the tour is going to be taking place August 10th and 11th. The studios are all open from 10 to 5, so you can drop in anytime. Then come check it out. And you can find out more information at southniagaraartists.ca.
Ladies, thanks for being here today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine.